Today, I'm going to show you a really cool project inside of crypto, which could be potentially the cash of crypto. Does that sound exciting? Well, let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Hope all of you are doing well out there. My name's Aaron and welcome to UX Crypto. You're in the right place if you want to know about coins and in-depth reviews, and potentially we can pump our bags together. This is not financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube, but this could be valuable for both of us by going through these projects together. So let's have a look at the project. The project that I'm talking about is called Tectum. Okay, so $4.77 currently the price. Okay, we currently have a market cap of 4,631,000. okay, so it's a low cap gem, you could say. And yeah, in terms of circulating supply, we can see around 9% out. Okay, so not too shabby, not too bad. Let's have a little look at the price real quick. So price action. So how long has this been out? It hasn't been out that long, actually. So July 2023 is when it came out. We had a little bit of a pump, I think, at one point, and now we have got a correction. Okay, so in terms of price, we're at $4.08, and at one point we got to around $16. Okay, so 3x away from where it is right now. And in terms of market cap, obviously we had maybe supply not out, and now supply is out. Okay. Hence why you can see a chart like this. And if you wanted to get it, you could get it on Uniswap, BitGet, Mixi, any of these ones. That's some general information, right? What about, actually having a little bit of a deep dive? So let's get into the actual project and see how exciting it could be. So Tectum. So digital cash for crypto. So very, very interesting content right here. Softnote creates digital cash and unlimited scale for any blockchain. Now everyone can accept and use crypto and earn rewards while doing it. So I like that. That's a really cool concept, you could say, right? So how does it work? Okay, so minting Softnote. You mint Softnote. Minting a Softnote creates a wallet on the target blockchain and a new Softnote bill. You choose a denomination. Every minter gets rewarded every time the bill is spent forever. So that's pretty cool. I like that. It's a really good concept. It's a bit like having NFT money, I would say. Best way to describe it in my head. But yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, filing Softnote. So you fill Softnotes with liquidity in the correct denomination. Every liquidity provider gets a reward every time the liquidity is spent. That is cool. So yeah, basically if you are part of the liquidity pool, I would assume, so like staking, that is where you would get rewards. So idea is pretty good, I've got to say. I like the idea. And currently they say they have got over 1 million Softnote bills minted today. And then Softnote bills filled with liquidity is 2,200. So we've got some to go. But yeah, obviously good start, right? They've actually got some stuff going. And then potential liquidity in Softnote system is 432 million. So yeah, nowhere near obviously where it is, but remember, early project, so nothing to worry about there. And the best of digital and physical money systems. So this is some keywords. So transactionalist. So what is transactionalist? So Softnote change hands by transferring wallet ownership and key, not by clogging up layer 1 chain. So that's pretty cool. So it would only work when you actually do the transaction, so you won't be clogging up the actual network. So yeah, I like that idea. That's pretty cool. So zero fees. Softnote bills are meant to be spent, so fees are charged to retailers who accept Softnote, not users. Okay, that's quite interesting. So very interesting take on that, right? I mean, whether that's a blocker for retailers, that would be where you need to look. So comparison compared to other merchants or our merchant providers. Okay, so that's where we're going to go at some point, I think. So why Softnote? Anonymity. Okay, so that might be quite cool. So with build wallets changing ownership rather than coins, there's an added layer of anonymity to every transaction. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So obviously with cash, that is the one benefit you could say as well, anonymity. So this is like the cash. So yeah, I like the idea. The Softnote massive scale. So can you scale? Good point, right? Softnote run on the world's fastest blockchain, Tectum. Okay, so the fastest blockchain. Okay, we'll see. Maybe. With up to 1.3 million transactions per second. That's 5,000% more power than Visa or MasterCard. Interesting. That's pretty cool, right? So we'll have to look into that and see. And then yeah, here's a little bit of the software that they've been creating. So you've got a wallet, mint house, rewards. So this is probably where you mint, and you get rewards as well. So you can actually store different currencies on there, it seems. And this is actually the soft note. So you basically put your denomination in Bitcoin on here, and then you'll be able to transact with that. So interesting concept indeed. And look, we have a roadmap real quick. So some of the stuff they have done. So they've done 10-cent partnership. Okay, pretty cool. And then they've got a DAO maker voting system. So that's probably when they launched. And they're doing a soft note API. Pretty cool. So next for them is Q4, right? So which we are approaching. And yeah, in here we've got MetaMask integration. We've got a Tectum Labs website coming out, and a launch pad. That's pretty cool. And ordinals, I found this quite cool. So they're gonna try and get into ordinals, which yeah, could be very interesting indeed. Okay, so after first pass, it's a very interesting project that I think has a little bit of potential actually, right? So the idea I think is pretty cool, and obviously I'm going to be going down my little system right now. So I'm actually going to be launching a really cool system and how I rank all these coins, and that is going to be coming out, and I'm going to be making a Patreon. In the next couple of weeks or the end of next week, you will see that from me, right? So if you are interested to know what I think about these coins and where I rank them, and we can actually get a scoring system going, then yes, you can get access to that, and that will be coming out. But you know, let's not waste time at the moment. Let's go into a bit of a deep dive, okay? So the first place we are going to go, right, we're going to go to the team, okay? So we're going to cross-reference some of this stuff, go in a little bit deep and find out if the team's got some legs behind them, right? So let's do that. Okay, so this is the team, right? So we've got the team documented, which is pretty good. And then it says our team is KYC certified, so that's cool, I suppose. But yeah, the main people we want to look at is the movers and shakers, right? So we are looking at the CEO right here. So if you can see him, CEO, and we've got the chief operating officer and the founder, so we can look at him. I'm going to go for this guy as well, chief architect and founder, because he's a founder. Okay, so Russell, we're going to see you first, okay? So Russell, here you go on LinkedIn. And Russell, he is the CEO of Chris Minds and Tectum. So here you go, Chris Minds. So you might be like, well, where the hell is Tectum? Okay, so he went to King's College in London, which is actually quite a good university, so pretty cool. But then other than that, he's been a director of Shore Security, managing director of TYR Cars. And for the last year and 4 months, he's basically been Chris Minds' CEO. So he was head of research and development before. So I assume he's just always been the CEO, right? Because he's been doing that present at the exact same time. Fair dues, right? But Chris Minds, you might be like, well, what the hell has that got to do with Tectum? Well, it's actually quite linked, and I will show you that in a second. But one thing I want to dig into with a little bit is TY Cars. So what exactly is TY Cars? Just to show you if he's got background in this. So TY Cars, all right? So it's basically like a car rental service. You buy cars on it's like Auto Trader a little bit, you could say. Whether that gives him experience in blockchain and tech, I don't know, right? So you need to weigh that in your equation, just pointing it out. But then we will go into Chris Minds in a second. But next, we're going to go into Trevor, okay? And this is Trevor right here, okay? So Trevor right here. Here you go. At least he's showing Chris Tectum right there. And then yeah, all he's done is Chris Minds, and he's an advisor. So he's COO and advisor. Doesn't seem like he's got much experience at this current moment. So yeah, whether this is a good thing, I don't know, right? But he hasn't obviously got experience from what you can see other than this. So something to think about, right? Maybe there is, maybe it's just not on LinkedIn, but yeah, it's not showing, okay? So the other person we're going to look at next is Alex, okay? So Alex right here, he's also part of Chris Minds right here. And yeah, we need to look at his as well, right? So he's the chief CTO, okay? And then we got founder and CEO, and he was that apparently. And then yeah, 4 years at Chris Mind, okay? So Chris Mind, which I'll show you in a minute. And then before that, he was the owner at 5G mobile device repair shop. So it was like a shop just repairing phones. And then before that, he was part-time as a publicist and a sales specialist. So, all right, but something to think about, right? But Chris Minds, right? We're seeing a big link with Chris Minds. So that is where we are going to look. Okay, so Chris Mines, what exactly is it? So we've got cutting edge cybersecurity, distributed ledger protocol, and mobile application development. So obviously doing a lot, right? But yeah, pretty cool either way. And it is linked in Chicago. That's the headquarters, founded in 2019. And then yeah, here is the site. Okay, so Chris Mine, what is it? So here you go, and this is where Tectum comes into it. So Tectum is one of their brands, and that is one of their flagships, right? So here you can see what they're doing. Tectum Softnote right there, and yeah, them trying to show you exactly what that is. And then the Tectum blockchain, the wallet, the three-factor authentication, so pretty cool. And then Grig Messenger, so a messenger on there. So all of this stuff could potentially come in to Tectum, right? It's the technology behind it because it's the same company behind it. So pretty interesting, right? But some of the things is like, you know, team again. So obviously we're going to look at team, and we've got some of the same people and behind this, right? So we've got Trevor again, we've got Russell, but yeah, so some people I did look into this. So we've got Richard, and he's the CIO, and we've got the president of this company as well. So I've gone into them a little bit. So Richard here, he's also part of Tectum. So another thing, hopefully we've got some experience, but as you can see, we don't really, right? We've got 3 endorsements, so that's not gonna like be that great in my opinion. Other than that, we don't really have any background from what I can see, and it currently says open to work, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on with Richard over here, right? But yeah, something to think about. Also, one person, right? So look, David Track, okay, he's the president. He's the most interesting out of all of these people. He says making crypto free and instant, Tectum, right? So if I was going to look at like who's really behind this or could pull out something off, I think him, right? And also he is showing that he is part of Tectum. He's the president of Tectum. And then Chris Mines as well, right? So he's the CEO of Chris Mines. And then yeah, look, CEO and founder of Track Companies, 19 years. Okay, so you know, specialize in that. And it says we specialize in both crypto and fiat merchant services. So he's got a background we might be able to pull something off. I think yeah, this guy right here, he's got the best experience out of all of them from what I can see. So yeah, so that is the team reviewed. Okay, so next, obviously we went for the team, but we have to look at the partners, right? So our partners strong, that is where we're going next. Okay, so let's check it out. So the partners, right? So we briefly looked at them, but let's have a little look more. So we've got Mexi in there, which is an exchange, Rocket Exchange. But when we look at exchanges, right, I don't really think they're partners. It's more they're just on the exchanges, right? So and yeah, ICO drops. So they had an ICO on there. You could say Bitmart apparently. And Monday.com, we can see right here, could be a big partnership if it was actually that, or they're just using Monday.com, right? And DexView, anyone could be on DexView. So I would say partners aren't the strongest, right? Because I don't know how to fact check those, and also they might just be things that they're on, and you can see that quite clearly in my opinion, right? So CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, it's just things that they are on, and all coins are on them, right? So and Downmaker might just be where they launched from. Okay, so yes, something to think about in terms of partners. All right. Okay, so idea wise, right, that's where we're going to look at next. How good is the idea? I mean, I think it's actually pretty cool, right? So if we go to the top again, just generally digital cash for crypto, right? Idea, I think it's quite a good idea. So if you really think about this, it's like trying to be like cash, right? But like a digital cash. So it's more of like a holder or a wallet, and being able to have just, you know, let's say a $5, $10 denomination or something like that. And then you can just have crypto on it and being able to trade that or just use it as commerce, right? I think the idea is actually really, really strong. It's a good idea. But where this comes down to it is the merchants, right? You need to get the merchants to be able to actually use this and, yeah, basically get all shops to be able to accept it. So that's the challenge that they will face if they're trying to put this out. I mean, idea wise, it could be very, very good. The only thing I would say, right, is it's a great idea, but what happens if Apple decides to be like, okay, we're going to create something like this in tickets, and then you can add it to your wallet, and then basically they've killed the whole business model, right? As in, I'm not saying that they will do that, and also, yeah, I think the potential is there for this idea, but yeah, we need to see if they, for example, have some sort of patents or something like that, right? to be able to protect themselves. But yeah, I think it's a good idea. Okay, so the next thing we are going to look at, right, is the website. We're going to have to do a little look into this and see how good the site is. But yeah, and the reason I'm showing the website and going to look at that is because of a good website, people can be sold a dream, right? And obviously, if you've got a good site, you understand the concept better. So that is why we're going to look at the website. So let's have a look at that. So yeah, overall, website's pretty nice. It's very clean. I like that it's clean. And yeah, things to understand is obviously once you read it. But I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's not the best website I've ever seen, but you know, you are showing potential products as well, which is good. Yeah, and what you can potentially do. It's quite clear about the roadmap. Some of the partners, I think, yeah, partners could be clearer, right? Like obviously, I want to know what you're doing with those a little bit. And one thing, so a couple of things to know on the site, right? Obviously, you can see these tickets right here. So they look like printouts here, which is great. But when I first looked at this, I wasn't sure if it was just like a digital type of thing here, and it was only on digital world, or you can actually have these in the real world. So I would say maybe have some sort of like real world picture or something to describe that, hey, this can be outside in the real world and the digital world. And maybe, yeah, could do a little bit more animation, do something a bit more exciting with it. And then, yeah, potentially the partners thing, right? Show your partners a bit more clearer. But yeah, it's still a lovely site, not too bad at all. I can't say it's terrible. So yeah, that's what we think, or I think, about the website. So the next thing is the product, right? So product wise, come on, like this is not really been done at all, really, right? So it's a strong product, right? Potentially it could be good, but it goes back to what I just said before about what happens if Apple decide to create like tickets like this, right? And then they just put them on the phone. That is basically you could say, look at that as like a gift card or something, right? And then people can spend like $50 or whatever they want, but in Bitcoin, like that could be something what happens, right? But I mean, yeah, this is kind of the way I'm seeing this. It could be very, very big, but it comes down to the patents, which I will actually have a look at right now. Okay, so this is one thing I found. So when I looked at on Chris Minds, right, they did actually say that they have patents, right? So something very interesting is Chris Mind holds over 50 patents. Okay, so this is very bullish. This is very good, and shows you the priority software registration, other forms of intellectual property for a wide array of emerging technologies focused on information security, distributed ledger, protocol, online messaging, and cryptocurrency. Some examples of them are, so here, right? So Tectum Softnote, okay, and the Tectum blockchain. So all this stuff here, they have patents for. So very good. I like this. This is very good, okay? Because even if Apple wanted to try and, you know, come for them or whatever they were trying to do and try and copy, then at least you have grounds to sue, right? Obviously, there's going to be workarounds of all this legal stuff, but I think that alone, having 50 patents around this is pretty good. Okay, so that is something to think about as well. Socials, and here we go. So this is Twitter, and currently have 51,000 followers, so pretty good. And yeah, we've got some different things. So we've got AMAs happening as well. So that's pretty good to know. They've got an AMA behind this, and that wasn't too long ago. So 26th of September. And then you got like 6 hours ago, they posted something, and you can see fairly good interactions, not too bad. And yeah, like, so you've got 25 comments, 49 reshares, 126 likes. I think that's pretty decent, right? It seems pretty legit, and which is quite good about their social media as well. They're a bit more public as well. So you can see here, look, it is actual physical, not cash, but like slips or tickets, right? So yeah, pretty interesting. I found it quite interesting to just go through their social media. So yeah, I would say it's pretty good. It's not too bad, their social media, because you can see a bit more what's actually going on. Okay, so next we're going to be looking at the coin utility, and you can say tokenomics. So let's have a little look at that. Okay, so here you go, the Tectum token, a soft note minted license and a point of entry into the ecosystem. So what can you kind of do with it? So T12 token built on Tectum's native blockchain that operates at 1.3 million transactions. It has the utility of minting soft note, paying reduced merchant fees. Okay, so getting reduced merchant fees, and used to mint the T1220's token standard. So yeah, that's pretty cool, right? and obviously Chris Mines is behind it. So TET, along with our wallet, so incubates coins with Tech. What's this? Tectum and coin. So we've got another coin. So it's Tech. Okay. So I'm not sure what that is. And then Softnote minting license, Softnote. So all of those things we looked at. So Tech solves the problem of crypto usability by becoming a universal store of value that allows peer-to-peer, P2P, and retail transactions on a real-time, secured, and fee-free environment, all while allowing fair and easy access to KYC in developing regions. Cool. Utility encourages mass adoption, financial independence, and personal control at any user worldwide. So that's pretty cool. So one thing I would probably think about is KYC, right? So they're talking about KYC access, but then also they were saying anonymity, right? So you'd have to look at that a little bit, right? Because if you're doing KYC, you're not really anonymous anymore, okay? So that's something to think about. Tectum token, TET, is naturally linked to other Tectum products, so sharing their benefits while keeping its unique benefits. The purpose of Tectum token is to give participants a variety of options in order to allow them to make the best partnership decisions possible at the time without losing any of the benefits associated with our products. So that's kind of cool. Okay, users of Tectum network can save up to 99% of fees when transferring Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and over 75% on fees when utilizing Softnote. So that's kind of cool. A utility value that significantly outweighs that of our crypto innovations. It's quite cool, right? So minting Softnote for TET. Okay, so if you mint, you can get 0.2% reward. So that's kind of cool. And then if you're filing Softnote, so then you get a 0.2 reward as well. Same. So from the circulation supply of Softnote burning. So basically, yeah, it seems like they're going to be burning their supply. So that's pretty cool, pretty bullish as well. So you can actually, they'll be burning their supply. Quite interesting. So from the circulation and Softnote burning, yeah, so that's minting from that as well. So yeah, that's quite good. I like that. That's a good concept behind that. So overall, you know, I think it's a quite interesting project. There's other stuff I'm going to point out to you as well, which I found and looked at. So let's quickly go there just to show you some general things I found as well. So for example, if you go on to the, I think it's the pitch deck, right? So some things which are quite interesting. So speed, okay? So they're looking at obviously the speed of this, and they're comparing it to some of the other chains. So they're actually quite quick. So you can see Tectum is pretty quick. Obviously, we would really need to look at how centralized this actually might be, because that could be an issue, right? Because if this is just a centralized currency, then you know, how good is that? Okay, we're just looking at something what could potentially fail. The whole point of crypto is to be decentralized, right? But I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool either way. Okay, so this is quite interesting, right? So we've got competition. So if we're looking at Swift, for example, right here, and then we're looking at Ripple, Lightning Network, and all this stuff, right? So, and then it's talking about, you know, some of the competitors. They haven't really put themselves in that category, which would be good, like to basically see where they come up with this. So transactions are limited to 29,000 per second on this one. Whether we need that is a whole other story, if we need to beat 29,000 per second. But yeah, obviously this could potentially be a solution then. And something it says so Lightning Network has failed in El Salvador due to lack of scalability and has required 3 extra layers, reducing customer trust. I don't know if that's a true statement. Okay, so Lightning Network, last time I saw it, it was growing. So yeah, I don't know if this is an accurate statement, but either way, kind of interesting to see that they're looking at competition. So there you go, guys. That's our little deep dive so far, right, on the actual project of Tectum. But yeah, generally, overall, it's a good concept, right? In terms of the strengths of the project, I would definitely say the strengths are the idea. The idea is a great idea, okay? It's something that could be used, but it's more about, can the team and obviously the actual project push it out so it became mainstream, and they're going to rely on retail to do that, right? They've got the patents, which is also a really good strength. So yeah, they've got some good strengths behind it, but also some negatives as well. But it's all up to you guys what you want to do. I'm just showing you it because it's quite cool, right? Someone's doing something like this in crypto. But yeah, what about if you're really bullish on this? Where do we think this could go, right? So we are going to look at bullish target number 1, right? So what is that? the calculation wise, where do we think this can go, right? So I need a benchmark. So my benchmark that I looked at was Dash, right? And you might be like, why the hell are you looking at Dash, right? Well, the reason for it is because it is trying to become a money, and also it's got anonymous money as well, right? So Dash, I don't know if you know, it stands for digital cash. That's why the D's here. So that is why I'm looking at this, all right? Another reason I'm looking at this is because of the price targets, right? So obviously, once upon a time, if you was in crypto way back then, Dash was really, really popular back then. It never made its all-time high in terms of market cap back then in the last run, but obviously it does have some popularity, and the user case is a little bit similar, not exactly similar, but obviously it has a similar type of user case, right? But the market cap of all-time high was around 4 billion, so you can see that right here. So if you zoom in, so 4 billion, right? And then so that could be our top benchmark, or super bullish target. And then if we was to look at the current market right now, it's 304 million. So yeah, if this project was doing really well, when we got a lot of partners join it and it really, really smashed it, then you can see a low target of 304 million. So let's try and calculate that right now. So we've got 304 million. How would we do that? So I'm going to do the current market cap. So the current market cap is 4.6 billion. Sorry, 4.6 million. So let's do that. So we've got 4.6, and we're going to times that by 65, and that gives us 299. And if we were to look at Dash, so 304. Okay, so very, very close. So literally could 65x, okay, if you were to get to Dash's market cap right now. So yeah, pretty cool. But we might not want to go with a low target. You might be super, super bullish on this, right? And then we're going to go for the super bullish target, okay? So on a super bullish target, what would we do? So I would say we need to look at that. So you know where I'm going, right? We are going to go to the market cap of Dash on the last run, okay? And that was around about 4 billion, okay? We will do, was it 4.6, right? 4.6 million. And then we're going to times that by 864, and that gives us towards 4 billion, okay? So 3.9 billion right here. That gives us a target of 864x, okay? Pretty crazy. So what do you guys think of this project? Do you think it's really, really good? Are you bullish on it? Is there really, really good pros that you think are better? Or maybe you found some stuff that I haven't even found, right? Which is super, super bullish. Or are some of the cons throwing you off and make you thinking you're not on this project? I mean, it's something that you have to weigh up. I'm not a financial advisor, just showing you the facts, right? And obviously, if you're all about trying to have a look at facts, then yes, you should definitely look out for the Patreon, where it's coming out very soon, and you're going to be able to get all the coins I've reviewed and see what scores I give them, right? In-depth research, right? But if you like this video, like it right now, give it a lovely little like. I really appreciate that. And maybe share this around to your friends if they are interested in Tectum, to see if they knew any of this information. And if you're new here, then you need to subscribe right now, okay? Because subscribing will help you really understand about some of these projects. Obviously, you hear a lot of different hype inside crypto, so it's more about filtering that hype and really looking at the foundations of a project and seeing if it actually has potential to pump. And you might think, well, all of this is based off hype, but also it's based on fundamentals as well, right? We need to be around for years to come, okay? So if you want to be in a project and you think a project is really good, and if you think that 2025 is going to be the top of the bull market, then you need to be in this for like a year and a half, right? Or maybe longer, maybe 2 years. So you need to be able to have confidence in your bags that you're holding. But if this project wasn't for you, you should definitely check out this project right here, because this is really good as well. And you should check out this project right there as well, because they are also really good. But if I don't see you, I will see you at the top.